Hello everyone. On behalf of Salt Lake Community College, I want to welcome you to our concurrent enrollment program. In this presentation, I will go over everything that you would need to know to get started with concurrent enrollment. All right, so what is concurrent enrollment? Concurrent enrollment is when you as a student have the privilege to take college level courses while in high school. So that means you're a high school student and a college student, but taking college level courses to then earn high school credit and college credit, meaning that you're taking one class for 2 credits. What's really nice is that it saves money for you and for your family. It can save you and your family hundreds of dollars and get you closer to graduation if you take the right concurrent enrollment classes that will help you in your pathway. And in a little bit, we'll talk more about how you can do that. Concurrent enrollment usually starts around $5 a credit, which will be $15 or $20 a credit. And then compared to if you're like a traditional student, that's around $600 plus for tuition. So this is a huge cost saving. Another great thing about concurrent enrollment is that college does take time. And if you work with your counselor to take the right concurrent enrollment courses, you can knock off months or even years to then get your college degree, whatever that may be. And it helps you get a higher paying job sooner rather than later. Now, you're probably wondering what the difference is between advanced placement or AP courses and concurrent enrollment courses. I mean, they both earn you college credit, right? There are a lot of myths surrounding AP and concurrent enrollment, and so I'd like to take a moment just to break those down. First of all, one of the biggest difference between AP and concurrent enrollment is that earning credit with AP is based on completing a rigorous exam at the end of the course. If you don't pass the test with a 3, a 4, or a 5, usually you don't earn the college credit. With concurrent enrollment, the grade you earn is the grade that is entered on both your high school transcript and your permanent college transcript, allowing you to track your progress along the way instead of placing all of your bets on your performance on a final exam. However, please keep in mind that the grade that you earn that ends up on your permanent college transcript can affect your college GPA. So it's important that you do the best that you can in all of your classes. One of the biggest myths about AP is that it transfers better than concurrent enrollment out of state. However, that's not true. Some college and universities outside of the state of Utah will accept concurrent enrollment and some will not. Some will accept AP credit, and again, some will not. Some might accept an AP score of a 3, and maybe others might require a 5. The best thing to do if you're thinking about going to a college or institution outside of the state of Utah is to, of course, reach out to that college and or specific program that you're wanting to get into to then ask them what makes sense and what they will accept and what they won't. Another thing you need to know about AP and concurrent enrollment is that AP classes usually require a year-long commitment, whereas most CE classes run for a semester. So you can often do 2 concurrent enrollment classes in the time that it will take you to do 1 AP class. AP classes usually cost around $95 just to take the test, whereas concurrent enrollment classes are $5 a credit, which is great because that's $15 or $20 per class, plus any books or supplies your high school doesn't pay for. Finally, AP classes have an average pass rate of around 60%. Whereas for concurrent enrollment classes, about 80% of students pass with a C or higher, and 95% of students pass with a D- or higher. For many students taking a mix of both AP and concurrent enrollment classes, that is a great option. Below the video, you will find a link to a sheet that lays out all the differences between these 2 programs to help you make an informed decision about which program is right for you. So let's talk about the requirements to participate in concurrent enrollment. Most high schools require a 3.0 high school GPA or higher. However, if your GPA is lower than that, but you are motivated and have a good attendance record, just talk to your high school counselor or concurrent enrollment coordinator at your high school and let them know you are interested in finding out what options might be available. Often, an instructor recommendation can get you in a class where your GPA might have prevented you. The other thing to keep in mind is that some concurrent enrollment classes have prerequisites. Those prerequisites may be test scores, other courses, or age restrictions. For example, to take Math 1050, you have to have a certain ACT or SLCC test score. To take English 2010, you have to have completed English 1010 first. And to take the HSEM 2300 course, you have to have turned 18 by the time you take the final EMT exam at the end of class. Talk to your counselor if you have any questions about course prerequisites for CE classes at your high school. The most important thing, however, when it comes to participating in concurrent enrollment is that you are expected to be responsible like an adult college student. That means attending classes, meeting deadlines, and taking responsibility for your schedule. Now let's talk about the 3 major steps you need to take, not that your parents need to take, though they can certainly be of support to you in order to get started in concurrent enrollment. The first one is admissions. Admissions is the process of becoming a SLCC student, and you only have to do this one time. So to become an SLCC college student, you would have to complete the SLCC admissions application, and I will show you where that's located. So if you go to slcc.edu/concurrent enrollment, the first thing you're gonna see is our admissions tab. So if you click on it, it will kind of go over the admissions process and how to become an SLCC student, and you're welcome to read over it. The second step is to register for classes. Registration is the process of signing up for each concurrent enrollment class you are planning to take, and you have to do this every semester for each class you wish to take. Don't confuse college registration with high school registration. To take concurrent enrollment classes, you have to be registered both at the high school and with SLCC for the classes you are taking. Lots of students and parents get confused here, thinking that since they registered at the high school, they're good to go. However, you also have to register at SLCC, and I will show you where to find information on how to do this. So again, we're gonna go to our slcc.edu/concurrent enrollment website. So after you're done with the admissions application, if you look to the right of it, it's gonna say registration. And each semester, you're gonna wanna register for those classes. So if we click on that, it's gonna go over the steps on how to register for classes, making sure that you read everything so that way you understand how to register for classes. And finally, step 3, paying tuition. So each semester, you wanna make sure that you pay your tuition. You can use your MySLCC account to pay your tuition. You're welcome to call in or you can visit a campus location near you that has a cashiering office, and you're welcome to pay in person. So those are the 3 steps that we want you to keep in mind as a student to kind of go over and do yourself to make sure that you're on track to take those concurrent enrollment classes. So now let's talk about deadlines. When taking college classes, deadlines are extremely important. So your first college test is meeting the deadlines for the 3 steps we just went over. Students who miss the admissions and registration deadlines are not eligible to take concurrent enrollment classes and will be pulled from the class or will not receive college credit. So it's important you find out when those college deadlines are and be sure you meet them. To find the deadlines, you'll go to the concurrent enrollment website, click on calendar/deadlines, and there you'll find a list of all of our deadlines. Now, before you run off to try to meet these deadlines, know that high schools do have a right to establish earlier deadlines. So check in with your high school to find out if they want you to get admitted or registered earlier than the deadlines posted on the SLCC website. Now that you know what you need to do to get started in concurrent enrollment, let's talk about FERPA, which often creates a lot of confusion for both parents and students. FERPA, or the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, prohibits SLCC from releasing certain information from a student's record to a third party, whether that be your parent or guardian, without the student's explicit consent. If a student is attending a college or university at any age, The rights under FERPA have transferred to the student. In other words, once you become an SLCC Concurrent Enrollment student, you are essentially treated as an adult college student, and SLCC cannot release any of your information or educational records to your parent, your guardian, or anyone else without your written consent. This is a wonderful thing, as it helps you to better prepare for adulthood by having to reach out to SLCC yourself when you need information about your academic records, login information, or need help navigating any of SLCC systems. So now let's talk about choosing which classes to take. SLCC offers a large selection of concurrent enrollment classes that you can take either at your high school or on an SLCC campus. Now, I know a lot of this can be very intimidating. You're not alone. A lot of students feel this way when taking on college for the first time. To help you, I'd like to introduce to you one of your fellow students who will share with you some advice on how to navigate some of the challenges you might face in your first concurrent enrollment class.
My name is Annalie Flores. In high school, when you're 16, you care so much about having a social life and hanging out with friends. So I was thinking, while I'm taking these classes, what if I'm studying all day, all night, I never get to hang out with none of my friends, you know? And what if at the very end, I get a C- or a D, and so it wasn't worth it. I feel like that was kind of the challenge that kind of made me think, maybe I shouldn't take it. My brother, he was super smart, but he never thought he was smart enough to take AP or CE classes. He just always took normal, and he always told me how much he regretted it. And so I just kind of wanted to see if I could change that and just challenge myself. I've always been kind of scared and hesitant to do things, but then I thought, I just knew that I could just do better, and I just had to really believe in myself and just to understand if other people could do it, then I could do it. I know everyone doubts themselves, everyone thinks that they're not smart enough, they're not good enough. Only smart people take CE classes. That's not me. But I feel like putting that all to the side, all that self-doubt, and just clearing your mind and just realizing that you can do hard things, you can do it, other people have to do it. People especially for me, because I am Hispanic, it was kind of hard because I saw mainly white people taking it, and I'm none of my friends were taking CE classes, and I'm like, well, I'm not white, I'm not smart. You know, it's just a mentality, a stigma that's kind of engraved into you. But I feel like forgetting about that and just kind of realizing that that you can do it. It kind of takes a lot of self-motivation, a lot of determination, and it's more of I'm gonna do this. The mentality that I had to have was before I would always settle for a C or a B. But now I was no, it has to be an A, it has to be 100%. Because from what I've learned from that was when you aim for 100, you might get 90. So I feel like you need to shoot as high as you can, and then from that, you'll probably get an A or an A-, or you might even get the 100. And so I feel like just kind of clearing out the negativity and being determined and making time for studying, for your friends, time management. You'll learn that while you're taking the CE classes, but just having the most positive attitude you can really helps a lot. The main challenge is just to get out of that high school mentality. I've learned to kind of still manage to have fun with my friends, hang out with them, but at the same time to prioritize what's really going to last me in the long run. When you get out of high school, you don't really talk to the majority of your friends. They're gone, they're doing their thing. Some of them don't go to college, but you want to care about yourself because you're what you have at the very ending. And so I feel like setting out your goals and what you want to do in the future, and just really caring about yourself, and then even your future family, your current family, you want to make your family proud. One thing that I really want to tell other people who are going through this struggle, because like I keep saying, I kept doubting myself, but I feel like a lot of the reason why I was doubting myself was because of the friends that I had, and learning to make new friends, those who actually care about school, and just not even like super nerdy kids, just people who like care and kind of have good goals, who want to become something in the future, really helps, because you can do it by yourself, but sometimes other people might drag you down and kind of tell you, no, like you don't have to get that done like by the due date, come hang out with us. But I feel like I don't know, like I feel like just really learning to prioritize what's gonna set you out in the future, because everyone wants to be something in life. Everyone has dreams, everyone has goals. And I feel like you really need to start by taking like concurrent enrollment classes in high school, because those classes will really help you to set out your mentality throughout all your life. It's crazy to think about like little classes can, but it really has, and that's something that really has impacted me and like where I am now, all that I've learned and all that I've become, honestly. It's crazy.
I hope this presentation was helpful for you as a student as well as the parent on how to get started with concurrent enrollment. At any time, if you need any support, please reach out to your high school counselor and/or CE coordinator to help best support you in your concurrent enrollment journey. If at any time you would like to reach out to us, on our concurrent enrollment page, it'll say contact us, and you're welcome to click on that, and it'll give you the information on how to reach out to our concurrent enrollment office. May you have a wonderful experience as you take these first steps into your concurrent enrollment journey.